All right, let's dive into a topic I think we all think about, at least a little bit, getting rich. I mean, who does want to be rich, right? But, we're not talking about winning the lottery or striking it rich overnight. This is about real strategies, the kind used by, actual millionaires and billionaires. We're going to break down a framework that can help anyone build wealth.
Yeah, and what's really cool about this framework is that it recognizes that, not everyone's starting from the same place. It's really adaptable. Your journey might look different from someone else's.
It's like having a personalized roadmap. But before we even hit the gas on this road to riches, our source emphasizes something that's super important. Getting your financial house in order first.
Yeah, building a solid foundation.
Yeah.
Right. It's like if you're burdened by debt, it's like trying to build a skyscraper on shaky ground. You got to clear that debt. It's crucial for a stable financial future.
And it's not just about finances, it's also about your personal responsibilities, right? If you have a family depending on you, maybe a risky all-in move isn't the best approach. Maybe it's more about starting a side hustle alongside your current job and letting it grow steadily.
Absolutely finding what works for your specific situation. And the source really stresses this. Patience is key. Building real wealth, it's not about overnight success. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Think years, not weeks.
Okay, so we're in it for the long haul, so what now? Well, our source breaks this journey down into 3 major phases: making money, building wealth, and finally, getting rich. 15 actionable steps to get you there.
And what I find really effective is that, they take these potentially daunting concepts and distill them into manageable steps.
Yeah.
Starting with phase 1, making money.
Okay, so step 1 is setting a SMART goal. This isn't just about, wishing to be rich. It's about getting crystal clear on what you want. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound.
They give a great example. Make an extra $1,000 a month from my online store by December. Tangible, it has a deadline, feels reachable.
It's like taking the, giant hazy cloud of getting rich and turning it into a clear target you can aim for. It feels way less overwhelming, don't you think?
Absolutely. And then step 2 is breaking that goal down even further. So you want that extra $1,000 a month. Well, how many sales is that? What should you price things at? Website, products to offer. It's turning a big goal into smaller, actionable steps.
It's like planning a road trip. Instead of saying, I want to see the Grand Canyon, you map out the route, plan your stops, and figure out where to stay along the way. Makes the journey less intimidating.
Exactly. And once you have a plan, step 3 is educate yourself. Become a student of your field. Learn the ins and outs, the best practices, and what mistakes to avoid.
It's like learning to cook. You wouldn't just throw random ingredients together and hope for the best, right? You'd research recipes, understand flavors, learn basic techniques. Building wealth, same thing. Knowledge is key.
And that brings us to step 4, the one that separates, dreamers from doers, the daily grind. It's about showing up every day, putting in the work, even when it's not, glamorous or exciting. Discipline and remembering your why. That's critical here.
Remembering your why, that's so powerful. It's like that extra push when you're at the gym. The long-term benefits outweigh the initial discomfort.
Exactly. And step 5 is about making sure your efforts are actually moving the needle. Focus on actions that drive results. Deadlines, hold yourself accountable, is what you're doing today, getting you closer to your goal.
So we've covered the first 5 steps, laying the foundation for making money. Now let's shift gears and talk about building wealth. What are your thoughts on this next phase?
This is where things get really interesting. It's about going from earning money to building a solid financial future. And it starts with understanding how to maximize your most valuable resource time.
Yeah, so we've covered making money. Now let's talk about building wealth. This is where you transition from just, earning money to actually creating a secure financial future. Our source has some really cool strategies here.
Yeah, it all starts with maximizing your most valuable asset, which is, of course, time. Step 6 in the framework is all about outsourcing. Getting rid of those repetitive tasks that, just bog you down.
I used to think outsourcing was only for big companies, but it makes total sense, even for solopreneurs or smaller businesses. It's all about freeing up your time and energy so you can focus on the things that really make a difference.
Exactly. It's like building a team of specialists.
Yeah.
Right. Each one handling their own area of expertise. And that lets you, focus on the big picture strategy, the growth of your business.
And step 7 builds on that idea of maximizing efficiency. It's about taking a step back to analyze and refine your approach. What's working, what's not? How can you improve things, make them better?
It's like a scientist in a lab.
Right.
Gather the data, analyze it, and then adjust your approach based on what you've learned. Don't be afraid to tweak your strategies based on the data.
What's interesting is that this step isn't just about looking inward, it's also about studying your competitors. What are they doing well? Are there things you can learn from them or adapt for your own business?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Instead of seeing competition as a threat, see it as a chance to learn and grow.
Okay, so we're using our time well, we're constantly analyzing, improving. What's next? This is where it gets, a bit challenging, I think.
Yeah. Step 8 is about mastering, delayed gratification. It's about living like you're poor, even when your income starts going up.
This one's kind of tough, right? Especially in a world where everything's about instant gratification. But I can see how resisting that urge to, splurge can really help you in the long run, especially when it comes to your financial goals.
Yeah, it's about understanding that psychology of spending, recognizing that every dollar you save today, it can potentially multiply in value, through smart investing. It's like resisting that extra slice of cake. Stay on track with your goals. Long-term benefits outweigh that short-term pleasure.
Totally. Instead of buying that new phone, you could be investing that money in something that will appreciate over time. Which brings us to step 9, save to invest. This is about understanding the difference between assets and liabilities.
Exactly. An asset puts money in your pocket. Liability takes it out. Building wealth is all about accumulating assets that generate income or increase in value.
So instead of getting that new car, which loses value the minute you drive it off the lot, you might invest in rental property, get some passive income, or maybe stocks that have the potential to, really grow.
Right. And when it comes to investing, step 10 is super important. Invest wisely. This means considering both cash flow, like the rental income from a property, and appreciation, like how much a stock might increase in value over time.
It's about diversifying, right? Not putting all your eggs in one basket. And maybe, talking to a financial advisor, getting some guidance to make those, really important decisions.
Exactly. Understand your risk tolerance, your investment timeline, making sure your choices match up with your financial goals.
Okay, so we've talked about making money, we've talked about building wealth. It's been quite a journey. But there's one final exciting phase we have to explore, getting rich. And it all starts with reinvesting in your business.
Yeah, step 11 is about taking some of your profits and putting it back into your business. Fuel growth, expansion, like planting seeds for a bigger harvest down the road.
It's understanding that growth requires investment, whether that's marketing, new products, even, expanding your team.
And it's not just about money. It's about constantly looking for ways to make your business better, more efficient, more innovative, which ultimately makes it more profitable.
This next step is something I've always found incredibly valuable, both personally and professionally. Step 12, find a mentor. Having someone who's already been there, done that, they can give such incredible guidance.
It's like having, a guide leading you through a jungle. They can help you navigate challenges, share insights. They might even open doors you never knew existed.
And on the topic of connections, step 13 is building your network. Connecting with successful people, going to industry events, joining online communities, expanding your circle of influence.
Surrounding yourself with people who, inspire you, challenge you, push you to be better.
It's amazing how much you can learn from just talking to people, sharing experiences, tapping into that collective wisdom.
And once you have that network, step 14 is all about leveraging those connections. Collaboration comes in here, right? Pooling resources and expertise to take on bigger and more, profitable projects.
It's about recognizing that you don't have to do everything by yourself. By collaborating, you can achieve so much more. Which brings us to the final and maybe the most interesting step, selling and starting again, but bigger.
Step 15 is about having an exit strategy, knowing when to capitalize on your hard work, and maybe even use what you've made to launch something even bigger.
Some people might see selling a successful business as a step backwards, but it's really about, strategically leveraging your success, reaching for even greater heights.
It's like graduating to a whole new level of entrepreneurship, taking those lessons you've learned, the resources you've built, and applying them to a bigger vision. There's a certain freedom that comes with it, too, a chance to, reevaluate your goals, maybe even explore new passions.
It's like reaching the top of one mountain and realizing there's a whole new range waiting for you to explore.
While the source doesn't explicitly include this, there's something important woven throughout this framework. Giving back. Yep. It's about understanding that real wealth, it's not just about money. It's about making a difference in the world.
That really resonates with me. It's about understanding that we're all connected and that our success can be a force for good. Philanthropy, supporting causes you care about, even just mentoring someone. Giving back adds a whole new dimension to wealth.
Creates a beautiful cycle. The
Hmm.
more you give, the more you receive. It brings a sense of purpose that goes beyond just financial gain. But achieving this level of success, having that kind of impact, requires a certain mindset, don't you think?
It really does. Mindset is like the foundation, right? It's everything. And our source, they really emphasize, perseverance, never giving up on your vision, even when you hit those roadblocks.
That grit, right.
Yeah.
Bouncing back from setbacks, learning from those mistakes, just keep moving forward.
It's almost like, those so-called failures are just stepping stones on the path to success, wouldn't you say?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that comes from a growth mindset, believing that you can always, you know, learn, get better, improve. Challenges are opportunities to grow, not reasons to quit.
I love that. It's about embracing the journey, knowing it won't always be easy, but the payoff is worth it.
You know, I've noticed something in successful people. They tend to have this positive mindset, and it's almost like it, attracts opportunities, positive outcomes, a self-fulfilling prophecy almost.
Our beliefs are so powerful, aren't they, in shaping our reality? If you approach challenges with a positive, solution-oriented mindset, you're way more likely to find those creative solutions, overcome obstacles.
Absolutely. Speaking of powerful tools, there's one more concept our source highlights that I think we need to talk about. Leverage.
Leverage. It's like a secret weapon, right?
Yeah.
Amplifying your efforts.
Yeah, like a force multiplier.
Yeah.
It's about strategically using other people's, time, money,
Mm.
resources to achieve results that you just couldn't do on your own.
It's not about working harder. It's about working smarter, right? Finding those advantages, achieving those big results.
A classic example is leveraging other people's time, hiring employees, outsourcing tasks, building a team with, specific talents to help you achieve your vision.
Building your dream team. Right. A group of specialists, everyone bringing their A game. And suddenly you're not just one person trying to do it all. You've got this collective force working towards a common goal.
And it's not just time. You can leverage other people's money too. Getting loans, raising capital from investors, maybe even partnering with someone who has the resources to help you scale your business faster.
It's like giving your business a turbo boost, getting access to resources that might have taken years to build on your own.
And then there's leveraging other people's resources, right? Their network, their expertise in certain areas. You don't have to be the expert in everything.
It's all about collaboration, finding people who complement your strengths and fill in those gaps.
And what's really interesting is how leverage connects back to networking, which we talked about before. The bigger and more diverse your network, the more opportunities you have to leverage those resources.
It all ties together. Your network becomes, this incredibly valuable asset on your journey to wealth.
We've covered a lot today, from setting those SMART goals to mastering the art of leverage. But if there's one thing I hope our listeners take away, it's this. The path to wealth isn't about luck. There are no shortcuts. It's about consistent effort, strategic thinking, and being willing to, learn and adapt.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's about embracing the journey, knowing it'll have its ups and downs, but staying focused on your goals, committed to growth.
And beyond just financial wealth, I'd encourage everyone to think about the impact they want to have on the world. How can you use your success to create something meaningful? Leave a positive mark. That's something worth thinking about.
Beautifully put. So as you embark on your own journey, remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Be patient, be persistent, and most importantly, enjoy the ride.
And who knows, maybe one day we'll be sharing your story, right, as an inspiration to others. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, keep reaching for those stars.
And that wraps up our deep dive into getting rich. We hope you found it insightful and inspiring. Until next time, keep diving deep.